Welcome to São Miguel, Azores, Portugal. It is absolutely beautiful. I had never planned on going to the Azores, and it fell into my lap, and I went on a family trip, and it was absolutely beautiful. My family stayed in this beautiful lodge with a nice pool and had a hot tub and this great view of the ocean. And in the morning, in particular, I would get up and gonna go to the hot tub and look at the sunrise, and it was absolutely spectacular. The first day we arrived, it was raining pretty good, and the seashore here was absolutely incredible as the waves just crashed down on it. But we got some beautiful weather, as in this day here. I was actually on my way back from a whale watching tour when I caught this, and it was close to a massive satellite dish, which was out in the middle of nowhere, which I'd heard about before, but I had forgotten about. And I went down a piece because I knew you wouldn't be able to fly right by it. And the drone did give me a warning that there was an area nearby, but I was not in it. And it's ironic because I actually flew away from the satellite and I actually flew into more of the restricted area, which is actually funny because I thought flying away from it would have been the safer area, but for some reason I got flagged flying away from the satellite, which I was a couple, kilometers away here. It's all zoomed in, but it's absolutely beautiful, the scenery. The drone, I really feel, captured the elevation and just the absolute beauty. A lot of the pictures I took on the ground, I just didn't feel captured the depth. And this was also an absolutely beautiful, beautiful place over in a volcano where the bottom has become a lake and there's a little town on the side of it. Had a really nice lunch there. There was a cute little area in the middle with a church. And up on the top of the mountain, the ridge of the volcano, is an abandoned hotel. The abandoned hotel was absolutely one of my favorite parts, and it's a shame that it didn't work out because it is just spectacular view. You get to see the lake, you get to see the ocean, and you get to see some beautiful landscape with the trees and just some fields, and it is just absolutely spectacular. And it's a shame that this hotel didn't work out for the Chinese investors that had actually built it. But that being said, it is such a cool landmark, and the fact that you can wander through it, and you can see how much it's been looted over the years. Because as you're walking through the areas, like everything from door frames to carpet has been ripped up, and you can still see spots with carpet on the ground, which is kind of eerie. Right about here was actually my favorite spot, where you can see the ocean, the lake, and the greens down there, and it's just so beautiful. And I'm so happy that I brought the drone up here, and I just was mesmerized by the absolute beauty of this place. So, if you're ever going to go to San Miguel in the Azores, you have to go here because it is just spectacular. And over here in Ponta Delgada, I got this island, and it is absolutely beautiful as well. This is actually where I did the whale watching tour, and the boat took us around this island here in the middle, and it was really nice. And I actually came back a couple days later to take the drone out there. It is a decent distance from the shore. The picture probably doesn't do it justice to how far it feels when you're flying the drone over there. But there was nothing interrupting the signal, so I was able to do it. Some spots that were built up in town, I was having trouble flying more than 500, feet or meters. I can't remember. Probably it was probably meters away from myself. Where this, I was out there quite a piece to get this shot. So I was absolutely happy with how it turned out, though, because this is an absolute statement piece as far as things to go see. And it was pretty cool. They told a little bit of stories about how at one point when some people, I think it was Spain, but I can't remember, was trying to invade, they would use that little island as shelter from some of the storms. And this here at Furnas is absolutely beautiful. Wow, the sulfur, you're going to smell sulfur when you get there. But wow, it was overwhelming, but it is absolutely beautiful. And to get the aerial shot, I was super happy with that as well because it turned out pretty well. This is one of those spots though where I really couldn't go very far because there was a beautiful botanical garden over here where I kind of ended my video here once I got over to it because I thought it'd be neat to fly over top of the botanical garden, and the signal just got weak and I actually lost signal, so the drone returned to me automatically, which was kind of a shame because I thought it would have been neat to get the botanical garden. And this old abandoned church is really, really cool. And just even this whole lake here. There was actually a massive steep road. So the GPS, the first time I went there, took us on some back road, and it was so steep, and it was a 1 lane road, and you really just had to gun it. And my mom actually had on her phone elevations, and we basically went from a low elevation to over, 1,000 feet in literally seconds in elevation as we went up the hill. The second time we went to it, we took a much more relaxed road, which was nicer. And we were actually going to go to a lookout point that had a very poor road to get to it. So we decided to detour away from it this day. And we found this little path and we went for a hike, and this beautiful waterfalls was in it. And it wasn't really our plan to come see this. And there was an old abandoned power plant that was used up until I think it was 74 that was on this little hike down here, and it was a really cool little thing. I will say though, the weather changed dramatically, and we weren't planning on going for a hike that day, and it got so hot during that time, and on the way back it was literally like, oh, I don't even want to finish the hike to get back because it was hot. It was like, I'm just gonna wait until it's dark and it's cooler out before I even try to walk back. I was so exhausted, but it is what it is. And honestly, it's not complete without getting a shot of all the cows in the field, because everywhere you go in São Miguel, there's beautiful fields with cows. And we even saw some cows just walking down the road being herded by their owner. And, even in the cities, you'll see little lots with cows. So I love this little feature where the drone will track an object, and I had it obviously tracking myself here because you can see I'm not really controlling it with the controller in my hands. But this is the first time I've used it in an area where there was so many obstacles and I had to be aware of potential cars coming down the road. So I had to make sure that the drone was high enough so you kind of keep me seeing, I'm spying on the drone just to make sure that it's in a good spot, and it's also not going to hit one of the electrical telephone poles, as well as just any obstacles that could be in the way. And I did have obstacle avoidance on, but I've also hit a tree with obstacle avoidance on, so it doesn't always work. And then we took it out for this beautiful run down the coast here, and took it all the way to the very end and actually around the corner, just because I thought it would be really cool to see this little cave underneath, from one side to the other. I didn't have enough guts to fly through it from such a distance, but it was quite fun to take it on this little adventure and stretch how far I could take the drone out. So this is a short version of my drone footage from the Azores, and I hope you enjoyed.